Day. I also went to World Youth Day in Rio de Janeiro and in Madrid. And when I was in Rio, I was actually working there for 5 months as part of the organising committee. And so I actually met the Pope, which was a great experience. And I also met my future wife there. So she was just working in one of the local parishes. And spending 5 months there, I got to know a lot of the people, a lot of the culture, and we developed a friendship, and it went on from there. Yes, born and bred Catholic, but as is common, I think, for young people these days, young people question their faith. Like at university, I still went to mass every week, but I think in that kind of culture, you question your faith and you wonder, is this really what I believe?
Did World Youth Day help to answer some of those questions for you?
Absolutely. I started reading before that. You had people like Richard Dawkins, saying their things. And so I was, trying to learn more about the faith, like why should I be Catholic? Why am I Catholic? And it made a lot of sense to me, and World Youth Day just really solidified that even further.
And why do you think you should be Catholic? How did you answer those questions?
So for me, I guess everyone has their own different perspectives and the way they come to faith. But for me, it was initially a very logical and rational thing. So, reading Thomas Aquinas, the proof of God's existence, fundamentally, it was a reasonable thing for me to do. And World Youth Day helped with the faith aspect. So, John Paul II talks about how faith and reason are like two wings upon which the human spirit soars to the contemplation of truth, something very poetic like that. I think initially I had the reason, and then I developed the faith through World Youth Day. So initially in Madrid, but also it's developed in Rio, I just had that greater sense that kind of allowing, I understand it now better, allowing the Holy Spirit to be part of my life. Because I am a very rational guy. I don't easily just open myself up. But I just found my experiences were so poignant and powerful in Madrid and in particular Rio, that I really started to understand what people meant when they said, they feel the Holy Spirit. And for me, that's one of the greatest things about World Youth Day. You really do get the sense that the Holy Spirit is there and that it is moving inside many people. I've said to people before that World Youth Day, why can't life be like that normally during the time at World Youth Day? It's just so empowering. It's so incredible. Just everyone is so nice, so loving, and you really do feel the Holy Spirit present in the city.
Your demographic, especially the male demographic of your age, is the hardest for the churches to reach.
Yeah.
And that's where the biggest decline is, really. How can the church address this?
I'm not the spokesperson for the church, so I just have my own perspectives. For me, when I go to Mass, I understand why not many males go. As a young male myself, I think for me, sometimes I can, I have to be honest, I can find that, quite boring or tedious. It's not always easy for me to go to Mass. My wife finds it a lot easier. She's very charismatic and Brazilian. I did mention that she was Brazilian, I think. I think for guys, for me, I really do like that, for me getting into it, it was more that rational, reasonable kind of approach to it. And I don't know if that's always emphasised in the church. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I suppose fundamentally, it's a communications problem, I suppose, because all the answers are there. The richness of the church is there. It's just kind of initially encountering that's the tricky thing. And I think the church, I suppose, could do better in terms of communicating that. And that's kind of what I want to do in my role in the diocese.